We're recording, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Shall we start?
We're starting.
Yeah.
We're still pretty much in. Welcome to the Raising Boys to Men podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Dale. And I've been already talking to today's guest for about 10 minutes.
Oh, wow, now.
So this, I know, is going to be an amazing episode. But not just for that reason. I genuinely only want to sit with people that I can learn about or learn from, that I have a genuine interest in doing that with. And today's guest ticks both of those boxes with ease. Welcome to the podcast, Paige Lewin.
Ah, thank you.
How are you? I kind of know how you are, but...
I mean, after that little 10-minute download, you know exactly how I am. I am actually feeling a little bit numb. I don't lie when people ask me that question. I don't say I'm doing great if I'm not.
No, but I love that.
Yeah, because why lie?
No, give me that. Yeah.
I'm feeling numb because I had my book launch of How to Love Your Afro about 5 days ago, and it still hasn't hit me. I thought it would have slapped me that I've got a book and this is happening.
Did it not?
No, still not. I'm still waiting for the feeling of like, I have a book. And I haven't really had that yet. And I'm not sure if I'm ever going to have it. And I'm slightly concerned. Like, am I all right?
I wanted to talk about the book early on because what often happens is people leave it to the end of the podcast. Mm-hmm. People's attention spans are terrible.
People have gone.
People long gone. And now we're talking about the book.
Yeah.
No, we're going to promote that early.
Thank
so you had the book launch.
Yes, I did. And it was amazing. It was just a load of black joy. You know, hashtag black joy. It was that all up and down. It's a lot of just very...
I saw tears.
Yeah, there were tears. Well, my cousin, who is a wig wearer, she came up to me. She's Gen Z, stunning baby, but she loves her wigs. And I feel guilty because she's at the age that I did the wig thing. And I thought, oh, she probably saw me do it. And then I've gone and left a soldier behind.
This is my fault.
I feel bad. I feel responsible. And then she... Sorry. And then she came up to me and she said, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to wear the wigs anymore. And then she bought the book and then she said, I've booked an appointment with a trichologist and I'm going to try for the rest of the year not to wear wigs. And I need your help. Hence the tears.
I love that.
Yeah.
So just touching on that, would you say one of your aims with the book is to do that? My
aim is to unburden you if you don't really want to wear them. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's a nuance there because I don't think people know when they don't.
That's what I was about to.
They don't know.
This is going to be fire because I can see.
They're not sure. And then there's a moment where they're like, actually, I don't think I enjoy this.
I feel like when you've been doing something for so long, it's the habit.
It's habitual, but it's also societal. You do it for survival because you know that, for example, I knew if I wore a wig, I wouldn't get bothered with uncomfortable jokes at work. I was a sales director. I was in a corporate environment with lots of white people. It was just safe. No one's going to ask me about my afro. No one's going to ask me whether or not it's natural and whether I've got one of those big afros from the 70s films that their Auntie Jane used to watch. Like, no one's going to ask me these questions if I just come in with my black wig, right? So I can crack on and do my job. So it's also a societal reason that a lot of people do it because they just want to be left alone.
Okay. So you felt... Not pressure.
No, I did feel pressure.
Okay.
I did.
To show up as that person.
Yeah. It was pressure that I put on myself,
yeah,
but also that other people perpetuated. Other people, men, colleagues, managers, family members sometimes. You turn up to the cookout with your afro out and they're like, oh, are you okay?
Okay.
You know? So it's this like second-hand pressure where there may not be directly comments about you should be wearing a wig, but the comments that you're making are indirectly telling me that I should wear a wig because they're not very positive when I don't.
So then when did you have that moment with self when you, I guess, addressed that?
Yeah. There was a point at which I was wearing a wig with some very cheap glue. This was not the first time, but the issue with this time is that I got a rash. And I got a rash here. And you can't put more glue on a rash. Okay, I'm no doctor, but I already know you can't do that. So I've already passed the point of return at this point. And I can't wear my wig now. But I've got work the next day. And I can't go into work with the afro because I already know that that's just not an option. It would just be uproar. You know how you just get one little change in your hair as a black person and the office is just, oh my gosh.
This is where you're going to need to break it down slowly for me. Because I'm bald. Bald man. Yeah, if you haven't noticed.
What?
So I my experience with hair is completely different. And even
Okay.
when you're saying things, so you're like glue. I'm like, okay, so
To
what, you
stick it down.
gluing the whole thing, or like where
Little
where's the glue
education.
going?
So it's going around here, perimeter of the hairline, to stick the lace down. So you see where they do all the baby hairs
Yes, yeah.
and the middle part. If you are risking your life, you may not glue it down, but most people do. And you've got to glue it here. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So then if you use a bad glue,
Which you did, clearly.
yes,
Okay.
then it will either rash, or you get bumps, redness, soreness, tenderness, or you can honestly even get like all kind of folliculitis and inflammation. All of these things can happen and do happen. But if it's really bad, it means then it's too tender, too sore, or too inflamed to then glue more glue, which means you can't wear your wig. And if you can't wear your wig and you have gone 7 years in a corporate job with the wig and you have never shown the man them your hair, how are you going to work? You're not.
Calling in sick, right?
You're not, is the answer. And I called in sick. And I was disappointed in myself because I was really, really hard worker and I didn't call in sick when I was sick. So how am I calling in sick for this? That's when I said, I think we've gone too far down the rabbit hole of the wig rabbit hole. I've gone way too far.
So you felt that?
Yeah,
I
I was disappointed in myself for calling in. And I had things to do. I'm a sales director as well, so I'm trying to get that shmoney. So like I had contracts I wanted to lock in on the Monday that I was excited about to go and work and like just like get these deals in. And I'm at home with my wig cap on, feeling sorry for myself.
So I guess at that point you're realizing this is affecting
my money, my livelihood, my career. I'm a director. I have a team.
Yeah.
And they're just there. People rely on me. And they're at work and I'm at home with my wig cap watching TV. Like, what is this? I felt so ashamed.
So I guess the interesting thing about that is you're in a position or a job where a lot of people are looking to you. And I guess you have to have a lot of confidence in that role. But yet behind closed doors,
right,
you're clearly lacking some sort of confidence.
Well, the reality is I'm confident with the appendage. I'm confident with it. Without it, I feel naked, bare, vulnerable. I feel like people can see too much of me.
So the real you's on show?
A little bit too much, yeah. And again, societally, they don't receive it very well.
You mentioned men.
Yeah, I did.
As one of the reasons.
I did, yeah.
So as a man here,
sure.
How do we make life more difficult for women in that position?
There's different variants. There's men that are explicit when they say, I prefer straight hair, I prefer long hair. There are men that indirectly will say the people they find attractive or their type or their celebrity crushes are XYZ and the running theme is wigs, weaves and straight hair. And sometimes they may not even realise that's the thing. You know, everybody's got a preference.
Yeah.
But much like in my book, I explain there is a difference between a preference and a prejudice. And oftentimes I think we get the lines blurred there. So when we're saying, especially black men, that every single woman I'm with, I want that woman to have straight, long hair. But the hair that you have as a black man and the hair that I have as a black woman is the same. We have the same Afro-textured hair, as does your mum, as does your sister. If you have daughters, so do they, right? So if you're not seeing... I'm not saying that has to be your preference, but if you're not seeing it as beautiful enough to say that my partner can have that hair, there's a problem inside that we need to discuss. Because it should be that you find the hair that you have and the hair that your family has as beautiful. And you're telling potential suitors or partners, I actually prefer you with the wig. I've had men say that to me.
That they prefer you?
Yeah.
So how was Paige showing up in relationships as the
with
same
wig?
so the same woman in the office was the same woman in relationships?
Yeah, 100%. There was no difference. There was no downtime. There was no, I can relax. I'm with Bay now. Let me take off the wig. I'd sleep in the wig. I'd sleep in the wig. Well, I say sleep. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't relaxing at all. And that's how you know, again, I'd gone too far down the rabbit hole where I'm sleeping in the hair that isn't mine and I'm not sleeping comfortably either.
All right. So then you're showing up as that version of you.
Yeah.
And you're attracting men as that version of you.
Correct.
So then, when the incident happens at work,
Mm.
is there a relationship at the time?
I was
On, off.
Yeah, on, off. And the problem is, I find it to be a little bit of a chicken and an egg situation, right? Because if you've been in a situation as a woman where a man has either explicitly or indirectly made you feel as if your natural hair is not welcome or not desirable, sexy, attractive, you will then take that into the next relationship. The problem is some people would call that projecting. But is it projecting? Because the reality is you've had the experience maybe once, maybe twice, 3 times, and you now are almost trying to sense a pattern of behaviour to nip the awkwardness that might come in the bud early by just preempting it could happen. So let me just go into the relationship with my wig.
Preempt and might were 2 words you used there.
Yeah, but it's how many times have you experienced it? And also the type of men you're attracting might be quite similar. Because if you have a type.
That's what I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, right?
So you have a type.
Oh, no.
You don't?
No. If you saw my lineup, you'd be like, what? The only thing that ties them together is they're very attractive. But all races, colour creeds.
Okay.
I do not discriminate.
So then what is it? What does draw you in?
What draws me in now is very different. What drew me in then is them finding me attractive.
So
really attractive.
Okay.
And I found that they found me really attractive when I had a bust down. I got so many compliments. They loved it.
But then how are you coming away from, like, for example, and only you know at that point,
sure,
you're not falling for the real me?
But then, no, that's not the case. When you are a black woman, as I was, who really enjoyed playing around with wigs and weaves and wore wigs every single day, that becomes a part of your identity. Have you ever heard when people say it's my wig or it's my hair because I paid for it?
Yeah.
That's where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Because we're saying it's my hair, it's part of me. This is lifestyle now. This is not even a style choice. This is a lifestyle. That was where I was at. So if that's a lifestyle and that wig is literally a part of how you get ready in the morning, in the same way you put your makeup on, you put your clothes on, you put your wig on, right? Then to you, there's never going to be a day where you would have the wig off. So realistically, you find a man that likes you with the wig because you come with the wig. They come part and parcel. You don't see it as you taking the wig off is the real you. You are the real you with the wig. You are one and the same.
Okay. But there's obviously that part where you don't want to be seen without it.
Right.
So then what happens to that person?
You try and kill it off. You try and pretend it's not there, basically. And that's when you see if I do certain pieces of content, black women might get defensive. I would get defensive as well before when I wore wigs. I would hate me now.
Okay, that's interesting.
I would trigger me at 25, 27.
How dare you?
The hell are you talking about? I could wear my afro anytime. Anytime. And that's where it comes from, because you have put that part of you that is quite rightly not comfortable. You've put it to the side because you've made peace with the fact that I'm wearing these wigs.
Yeah.
Okay. So when somebody potentially tries to trigger that part of your understanding of why you do what you do, you lash out because you're like, whoa, I've worked too hard to suppress that. Please stay out of my business. I've worked too hard to put that away. I don't want to have to deal with that. So then you get angry and then hope the person goes away and stops saying the things that they're saying.
And you're not going nowhere.
No, unfortunately not.
but what's interesting is you said there about the might in when it came to men.
Yeah.
You wasn't really giving a man a chance to show you anything. Okay, you was.
No, I wasn't. No.
You wasn't giving a man a chance to show you anything different.
I was scared. No, I just kept thinking. But again, in my book, I talk about this. It's called The Cycle of Insecurity. You create false narratives.
Okay.
Yeah. You assume people are going to do things and you have no idea. You put words in people's mouth before they say them. You leave the house and you think that people are talking about you when they're not. So it's actually a psychological system that you do to protect yourself. And this is the problem. When I see people dragging black women, they're not looking at the science. You haven't studied psychology. And if we take out the wigs and the weaves and the topic of black women, take it out, it's just psychology. That's all this is. We're just talking about psychology at the end of the day.
Okay.
And it doesn't get applied. to the debate of why black women wear wigs and why they may find it hard to stop wearing the wigs. We blame the woman. We blame the individual, but we don't look at the societal factors, the historical context, the colonialism, the systemic racism, and the psychology behind it. Because when you do, and when I did in my book, there's a lot of therapists that were like, oh yeah, this is actually quite normal. It's just not been applied to us. We don't seem to get that courtesy.
Why?
Because black women are constantly trolled. And this is not new.
Mm.
Who was it that said that black women were like the least protected person, I believe, in America? So someone said that. And it was someone that's going to really irritate me because it feels like a Martin Luther type situation. Do you know what I mean?
I've
Like someone
heard
like that.
Yeah.
And it's true. In 2025, nothing's changed. The black woman seems to be the butt of the joke for a lot of people, for a lot of races, for men on these podcasts, women on these podcasts. Social media has made that 10 times worse. And it just seems like everybody can say what they want about black women and seemingly get away with it. They get a little bit of backlash, but generally they'll get away with it. But God forbid you say anything nasty about black men. God forbid I sit here and say anything about black men. I've actually talked about my experiences with particular black men, not all, particular black men.
Yeah.
And that's my personal experience. And I've been dragged online for it. You're making this up. Black women love to blame black men for everything. It's the media. You guys always want to put it on us. But I'm talking about one black man and my experience. Yeah. And lived experience. And I still feel that they don't allow me to speak my truth and want to censor me. So why is it that every time I go on my phone, I see somebody walking around the street, trolling black women, going on a podcast, making jokes at our expense, and I don't see many people standing up for us and telling anybody that, oh, actually, that's out of line.
And this is the thing, there's clearly a divide amongst us, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know if we're fighting for a power position. I don't know where it's come from, but there's a divide amongst men and women where men are trying to, I don't know, almost we're right. Mm-hmm. You're not hearing us. And we're not getting nowhere.
No.
And we're raising kids in this environment as well. But as a woman and the girl version of you,
sure,
have you ever felt protected by the black man?
You really want me to answer that question?
Yeah.
No. Never. And that makes me sad because I want to be. I want to have a black husband. I want to have black babies. I do. I really do. But it's hard. It's really hard because it feels like there's something about me that triggers something in a lot of black men that makes them, I don't know, makes them act in a certain way with me that makes us feel like we're competing. We shouldn't be competing. I don't want to compete with you. Mm. I want you to look after me. I'm actually a very traditional lady. I know I may not come across that way, but I really, really am. I feel like we have roles and I'm happy with that.
But you saying that,
yeah,
I may not come across that way.
Yeah.
To you, why do you feel like you may
because
not come
I'm
across
vocal,
that way?
Because I'm not scared, because I can make eye contact for 5 minutes and it doesn't bother me. That's why.
Okay.
And I know that might make people uncomfortable. I'm aware. But it doesn't mean I'm not a softie.
Okay.
I've been in sales for a long time. So these are things that this shy, soft, like, I'm just not that person. But it doesn't mean that I don't have traditional values and understand that in my life I want a man and a woman to have certain roles. And the difference is as well, we're in a podcast, we're in a studio right now, right? You don't know what I'm like in the living room. You don't know what I'm like in the kitchen. You don't know. And that's the thing, taking someone at face value, seeing them at work. I'm at work. We're not out having a drink. So you don't know. So looking at somebody's bravado when they're doing something they care about and they're passionate about and they're working, hustling, shouldn't be the person that you assume they're going to be in private.
So do you almost feel in order to get somewhere in this world as a black woman, you have to be a certain type of way?
A certain type of way to me just means that I have to stand my ground and be prepared.
Yep. Assertive.
But not every black woman needs to be assertive, actually. I just am. That's just how I am.
But a level of confidence.
Yeah, you do have to be confident because people will try you for fun.
So these are the characteristics you need in order to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But then when you develop those
Yeah, those characteristics. People say that you
we-
are intimidating and a bit much.
So
or masculine.
So you can't win.
No. So you end up 32 and single. with a book and a podcast. Lots of accolades.
There's wins.
There's benefits, but yeah.
All right. I want to go back.
Sure.
I want to go right back to get an understanding of your childhood, upbringing, and what may have caused any of this. How did the household look for you as a young girl?
Mum and Dad broke up when I was 3. Dad loves me very much, but is an absent father. He's not around. He's not, like, he did his best, right? So that would be Mum and we lived in Bristol. I was born in Bristol. Lived in Bristol together. And then we moved to Nottingham when I was maybe about 8. So it would be like a few times a year I'd be dropped off to Dad in Bristol for like a week to 2 weeks, and we'd do loads of fun things and it'd be wonderful. And that would be it, really. And if there was something really important, school thing, or he would make the effort. And then again, that would kind of be it. So maybe like 5-6 touch points in the year. The reason that he doesn't get a bad rap is because if I needed him and it was something serious, he would be there. But the ongoing comms and the ongoing engagement, just not the relationship that we have. That's all Mum.
Okay. And that's been from the age of 3?
Yeah.
Any siblings?
Yes.
Talk to me.
I'm the baby. They're all older. 2 sisters, 1 brother. But Jarrell's like Dad. It's the same. A few touch points throughout the year.
All with the same mum and dad? Or...
No.
Okay.
No. We're Jamaican.
My dad's Jamaican.
No. So it's the first 2, the oldest 2, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the younger 2, no. Different mums.
And your relationship with those?
Not close at all.
Okay.
Me and my brother have been kind of close, but it's just a lot of times we don't see eye to eye on things, and I find that he's just not interested in having that kind of really close relationship either. Mm-hmm. And when I was younger, I was like obsessed with him, as I was with my dad.
Yeah,
I was obsessed. Oh my gosh. Like my mum actually recorded, there was a point where when I was really young and she would bring him over, or my dad would bring him over, I'd be like climbing all over him. Like I was so obsessed. So it's not for love or money. Do you know what I mean? It's not that I don't love these men. I love these men. But they can't be the type of dad and brother that you see on TV. And my mum has taught me, you love people for what they can give you. You accept them where they're at, and you don't try and put too much on them that they're just not going to live up to, because you'll just keep being disappointed. So
keep your expectations low.
I think no, because sometimes they might do really nice things. Do you know what I mean? And then you don't want to be overly surprised, but you just, whatever they give me is what they give me. So it may be good this year. It may be low next year for whatever reason. We don't know what goes on in their lives or in their heads personally. Okay. So it's me, literally, whatever you've got to give me, I'll take, because you're my dad and you're my brother or you're my cousin. I love you and I understand life's hard, so fine.
So do you feel, I feel like for me, my dad wasn't around, right? Yeah. So I grew up on an estate. My dad lived that part of the estate with his family.
And you lived?
Me and my mum. So my dad stepped out on his partner. So the timeline is, my dad was with his partner. Mm-hmm. They had a baby. 3 months later, my dad cheated with my mum. I'm the result of that. Me and my mum got positioned because the council dictates where you live.
Yes, they do.
Positioned us on the same estate. So now I'm being raised in an estate. My dad doesn't come and check for me.
And you can see.
I can.
You have visibility to their life.
There was times when I would go and play with my older sister, but my middle sister never knew I was. There was no
obvious claim.
No, to the point we moved from that estate when I was 9. Right. My dad came to see me at our new place and basically apologized. He was glad that we was off the estate.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 100%. Of course he was.
Yeah. So then there was the, you know what, I'm going to make more effort, blah, blah, blah. And that was at 9. He took me KFC, made me these promises.
Right.
Didn't see him again until I was about 16. And when I was about 18, my middle sister started hanging around people I knew.
And she doesn't know.
She doesn't know. I know.
But that's so risky, because what if you didn't know, and what if you...
But
Stress.
but I knew, because my mum had always told me,
Good on Mumsy,
this
though.
is who...
God.
Yeah, I'm not going to hide anything from you. That's your
Yeah,
sister.
thank you.
And she started hanging around people I knew. So I was like, I said to the man name, I said, that's my sister.
By the way.
And I need to let her know.
Yeah.
So we went to a fun fair.
Okay. Okay.
We went to a fun fair.
Sure.
And I have a moment where I'm sitting on the grass with her. Everyone's left us. And I'm like, oh, you got a sister called? And she's like, yeah. And I goes, and your dad's called? And she's like, oh my God, you know the family?
You could say that.
I said, I am the family.
Oh!
I said, and she looked at me and I said, I'm your older brother. Yeah. Remember, I'm 18. I don't want to have to do this.
No, you don't want to have them big people conversations.
But I'm thinking in my head, imagine if she starts feeling me.
Exactly.
How is this? So I think I'm about 18, 17. I'm now having to brace myself for this conversation.
Gosh.
I look at her. She's so confused because she's about probably 15, 14 at the time. Yeah. And she must have been about 15. I was 18, 19. And she calls Dad.
Whilst you're on the grass? Right there?
Yeah, she calls him and said, oh, can you come and pick me up?
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
So he's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
So we're waiting outside together. He pulls up to the fun fair.
I need to get a download of his face. What's going on with his face?
He looked white and he's dark. Yeah.
No.
He looked white.
He's been caught.
He tells her to get in the car and I'm thinking to myself, is he going to leave me?
Is he going to address you?
But he says, no, get in the back. So we're both...
I was about to ask for his postcode. Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean you left him? Okay, carry on.
We're both in the car now.
Okay.
My sister's going at him. Yeah. How could you? Why didn't no one tell me?
Yeah.
He just kept blaming the mum. That's all I remember from that car journey. His deflection was, you need to speak to your mum.
Okay, well, he's a coward then. Sorry.
Everything was on the mum.
Okay.
And he dropped me home. And I don't know what happened after that. I weren't seeing him much anyway. Me and my sisters don't talk.
You don't talk at all.
I thought that would be the seed.
The beginning.
All right, everything's out now.
Let's build.
And it never happened. I've got a sister younger than her, who's probably late 20s. To this day, I don't know if she knows.
Right. So you just don't have a relationship?
Don't have a relationship.
And these people that share blood with you just walking around and everyone's just...
But my dad's older brother saw the platform.
Yeah.
He's reached out. We've been talking for about a year. But I haven't met up with him because I'm still reluctant.
Yeah, reserved, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
This amount of time that's passed.
So, yeah.
See, this isn't new, though, to me. The broken family thing, and I don't know whether it's in the black diaspora generally or whether it's just Jamaica or the Caribbean.
I'll reserve judgment.
I'm not sure. I know what I think it is. But I can't get cancelled today. I have a book to sell. So let me wind my neck in. But I am, it upsets me, but I also am used to it.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with it, which is sad.
And it's become the norm.
But then it hasn't. It's become the norm. I'm used to it, but I'm desperate to not do it because I think it has traumatized me a little bit, which is why you see me 32, no man, no babies. I want a shed load of kids. I want like 4. And as I said, it would be lovely if I could have it with a black man because I want a black family. I do. But I think the problem is I'm treading very lightly because I've seen the nonsense. I've lived the nonsense. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, is there no way that I could avoid it? Is there no way? Because I really would like to, if possible.
But this is the thing, because we said earlier about not having high expectations,
Yeah.
not having low expectations,
Yeah.
accepting what you accept.
What it is. Yeah. Whatever it is what it is.
But then when I look at my dad,
Yeah.
terrible example.
Yeah.
And your dad was
He could have done
there,
better.
could have done better.
100%.
Are we as the children just meant to be like, oh, whatever you can give us is cool? You know what? My dad gave me chicken and chips at 9 and
said,
you know what, Dad,
You
if
know
that's
what?
all if that's all you could give me, at least it was KFC.
Yes, it's not fair, but yes, because otherwise, what's the other alternative? Because they're never going to give you any more. So you either say, this is all you can give me, and I'm going to go and live my life. I'm going to forgive you because for whatever reason you couldn't give me more, and I'm going to go and find happiness elsewhere. Otherwise, I'm just going to be tormented by how terrible a father you were, and I don't have the energy. Life is short.
Okay, would you expect that from a partner?
Whose partner?
As in a partner of yours.
Of mine.
Would you, and what I mean by that is
No.
not to the children, to you as a person.
Yeah.
Would you be like, whatever you can give me as my partner?
No, hence why I'm so single. So
Because
I
you've got an
can do,
expectation.
but that's my dad. So there are different people in my life that get different passes. I need to make that clear. Okay? He is half of me. That's my choice. I choose to give you that pass to say, I am not going to berate you for the rest of our lives on this planet for being less than I would like. Because you are half of me. Your blood is in my veins. 50% of you is me. I just have made peace with that. And moving forward, however, you are the lesson. You are the lesson for the man I decide to create a family with. So it's taught me what I don't want. And moving forward, I've decided that I'm going to let it go. I didn't let it go for a really long time. I was really pissy about it. And it was my mum that was like, it's your choice. You choose what you want to do with those feelings, but it's not helping you. It's making you a little bit bitter. And she wasn't wrong.
And how was your mum in terms of how she viewed him or
Don't
spoke of him?
Don't even ask about my mum. My mum is the most annoyingly forgiving person you'll ever meet. It's it's annoying.
So there wasn't bad mouthing of your dad?
Nope. I would badmouth and she would be like, oh, Paige, it's dad.
Okay.
That's what he's like. Type thing, just, it's okay. Because she doesn't want me to get riled up and invest all of this energy and emotion into a dead end. She wants me to take that as a young black woman and invest it into finding a partner that will do those things for me, building a home, building a family, investing into myself so that I can also be a healthy partner, right? Because a lot of times as well, we come out of these situations, we think that we need to find the best partner, but we also need to make sure we didn't take any of that with us.
Yep.
And sometimes it's hard to see, but sometimes, well, they're 50% in here. So we also have to check ourselves to make sure we're not carrying any of that into a relationship as well. We could be the problem. So that's where my mum said, just focus on yourself. That's all you control. The controllables. Let go. Because whatever you're harbouring, you might then take that and go and mash up your life somehow. Because, oh, my dad didn't. Oh, my dad.
In that voice as well.
My dad. Oh, let it go and just heal. Because he's only ever going to be what he's going to be. Are you going to spend your life upset about it? Or are you going to find a way to heal, forgive him because he did the best he could, and keep it pushing and go and build your life?
What you said, though, is you said he was there when I needed him.
Yeah, if I needed him, even today, I said, Dad, I need you for this. He'd pop up.
But how do you as a child know when you need your dad? Because to me,
a child is different. I'm saying as an adult. As a child, I need you all the time, and you're not there.
Okay.
I need you all the time. I want you all the time, and you're not there. And then you get comfortable with the distance, and as an adult, you say, okay, if I need to move flat, which you help me with. You know, now it's more transactional, which is sad.
Yeah.
But at least I see him. That's my thing. It's transactional, but at least some people don't even have that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's also perspective to say
it could be worse.
It could be. I'm a grown-ass woman. I do for myself and I do well. So now I'm like, I don't need you for all the little things anymore.
Did it make you question? Because for me, and I only realised this as I look back on as a man, my dad not being there and being so wishy-washy and all of these made me question why.
Yeah.
Is it something about me as to why you're there for my sisters and you're not over here for me? Am I doing something wrong?
I understand that. For me, it was a different dynamic because I rarely saw him sort of interacting with the others. And if he was interacting with them, he was interacting with all of us. You know, we were together.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think it's also how much you are poured into by the individual parent you are growing up with. For example, my mum overloved me. I don't even know if that you understand. I have too much love.
Okay.
To this day, she loves me too much.
Mm.
So I don't even know if I caught strays from it. I don't even realise because I was drowning in love.
Okay.
So it means, yeah, he wasn't really, you know, when people are like, oh, but, you know, I didn't actually really want for anything. My mum, like, over-subscribed me on love. So then I'm not hurt by it. I'm not traumatized by it. And I could care less what he was doing with the others because I was, like, really happy over here.
How did that oversubscribed with love look, though?
Oversubscription
is
of
it
love.
letting you get away with things?
No,
Okay.
I got 2 boxes.
Okay.
Okay, just like everybody else. What it meant was she would go out of her way to make sure I was always okay. And I'll give you an example. I would go out on the town, on the lash, having a good time, partying, as most of us have. And if you remember back in the day when you had taxi fare and you would oftentimes just use the taxi fare for shots and say, I'll find a way to get home. I'll sleep on sausages, not load of shots. And then the £20 gone. I would do that a lot.
Okay.
And at the time I was living with my mum, and she said this one day, and she said, I see what you're doing. What I'm worried about is what's going to happen one day when you're living this reckless life. And she knew I wasn't going to stop because when you turn 18, you're not going to stop, right? No. So let's not even try that. But what she did say is, anytime you're in a real messed up situation through your own doing, you can always call me, and it doesn't matter what time it is. And I promise I will not lecture you. I will sit in that car silently. I just want you home safe. That's it. That's all I care about. She said, I don't care what drugs you do. I don't care who you've slept. I don't care where you are. I don't care. She
Just
said,
let me know.
call me. And I have every time. And I've been in some real tricky situations. And they were like, you're calling your mum? And I said, yeah, I'm calling my mum. And she came 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And she was silent in the car. Are you okay? Yep. Sometimes I can barely see. High as a kite. In the passenger seat. She would just drive me home. Would we have a little chat next day? Yeah. We'd have a little chat. But it wasn't aggressive either. It wasn't an angry chat. She just wanted to make sure I'm all right. That is the kind of, when I say oversubscribed on love, that's what I mean. Like real.
I'm here.
I don't care what you do. I love you.
Unconditional.
I need you to be alive. That's all we're trying to do here. Keep you alive.
I love that though.
I'm going to do that with my kids. I think it was like, it's the reason I'm alive. When I tell you I was in some tricky situations, it's the only reason I'm alive is that constant confirmation that I don't care what happens, she will come and she will pick me up. And I don't have to feel shamed.
But that level of trust is built.
It's built.
It's not given.
No, not at all. And the other thing she used to do is I wouldn't have a curfew, but she was very smart. And she would say, but I need the address of where you are. And I need at least one name and number of a friend, not a parent. And you know the fear of God that put in me. That if she don't get an answer after 2-3 calls, that my brethren is going to get a call from my mum. I answered the phone.
You was there.
Immediately.
Just checking. She called.
Constantly. She's smart. So it meant I had freedom. I had freedom. I had a boyfriend at 15. He stayed over. Door stayed open.
Yeah.
But he stayed over. And a lot of family members said, I can't believe you're doing that. Oh, she's really young. But because I was able to have my boyfriend in the house with me and he was interacting with mum and I'm not out fucking in a field like some of my other friends were and getting pregnant. Because I'm in the yard and everything's very open. And when I did decide I was going to start having sex, I felt comfortable to have the conversation with mum. So it meant I was protected. I've never had a slip. Never. Not once. Never had a scare. Because from 14, I've been having these conversations with my mum. So nothing is hidden.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Go
If you
ahead.
had to describe the teenage version of Paige in one word, what are you choosing?
Happy.
Okay.
Shocked, I know.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
I was really happy because I had all this freedom. I had this freedom, but I also, you have to remember as well, every child is very different. I was a nerd. Yeah, really smart. I liked school.
But you give
liked
educated vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it means that I wasn't even trying to be out in these streets. I wasn't moving food. I was doing schoolwork. You know, I wasn't drinking Lambrini on the park. And if I was, I would get home at a decent time because I had schoolwork. I had things to do. And I enjoyed it. And I liked being good at school. So that then translated to college and translated to... Nah, that stopped at uni, actually. I'm not going to lie to the people. That did stop at uni.
You got to uni, though.
I got to uni. I graduated. And again, was still smart, but like the partying got way out of hand because it's uni. And I was like... But up to that point, as a teenager, up to 18, I had a really happy life because I wasn't trying to push the boundaries. I just wasn't that kid. I didn't want to push the boundaries. And as a result, me and mum didn't have fisticuffs.
You mentioned in the book asking your mum for a relaxer at 14.
Standard.
It's quite ironic because I started to relax my hair. I use, is it S-curl?
I know it well. Yes. At what age, sir?
It was about 14.
Yeah.
It was, you're not meant to laugh, this is vulnerable.
I was thinking about something else. Carry on. I was thinking about another joke someone told me.
And it was, so I was getting my hair cut by my friend's older brother.
That's usually how it goes.
In the estate.
Yeah.
And I loved his hair. So he was the I guess the promo for him. But yeah, because you're the walking promo. I like that.
I want that.
I want that. And I was like, the curls on top. And he was like, yeah, I use S-curl. So he was like, when you next come round to get...
Gonna do a little...
We'll do it. Okay. And charge me an extra £10 or whatever. And
nice.
And I just remember this feeling of confidence.
Yeah.
Like it gave me. I remember the burn.
Oh, you remember
and feeling that the burn was good.
It was.
The more it burns,
then it's working. It's working.
It's working.
Yeah, 100%.
And I would go to school and get more attention from girls.
There we go, speak the truth.
Yeah, put the gel in my hair.
You right, babe? Morning. Yeah, man.
And I remember one of the examples, I used to take in pictures of celebrities.
That's exactly the same experience as me. I didn't know men were doing this. I'm fascinated.
Bradley from S Club 7. It's hard to picture, yeah.
No, I know. I know Brad.
He had curls.
I know Brad.
He had these curls, yeah, and he had like a fringe. Yeah.
I'm trying because I know you're being vulnerable. I'm trying so hard.
He had these curls and he had this fringe, like, so obviously they combed down some of the front. Yeah. So I'd be like, this is what I want. And I remember combing the front and trying to do it myself. And then it led to me relaxing my own hair and doing it myself. But I wanted to share that because I didn't
know.
People realize.
No, I didn't know that boys were doing it.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I'm feeling that.
And now I feel like I've been deceived. Because now I'm like, which boys had it?
Because when it was just Afro, like a flat top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't even feel good.
Yeah, I feel like that was the style of another time.
Kid and play back in the day, yeah.
I don't know if it translated to the noughties, the 90s, I don't know.
So as a young girl, when did you, I guess, look at self and realize that how I am needs to change?
It was literally 13, 14 when I got the relaxer. The amount of compliments I was getting, I got compliments from the dinner lady, I got compliments from the head teacher, I got compliments from people that would never give me compliments. There were boys, and I don't even have a specific race on this. I was getting ignored by all races.
Okay.
So everybody, all of a sudden, white boys, black boys, Indian boys, well, Paige, you look nice. I said, yes, I do. So then from then, that was it. That was the seed planted where I was like, cool. Afro, no compliments. Straight hair. All the attention.
But before that,
yes.
What made you even think, if I do this, I will get? Was you changing for the attention?
So there's little things that happen. I'll school you now, okay, on the female perspective. When you're at school, you do things like you do dances, right? You make up dances, you do dances. There's normally some kind of bench involved. And back in the day, it was like Spice Girls and Girls Now. So we would do dances at break time. And when we're doing dances, there would often be hair flicks involved in the dances. For me, I couldn't be a main character in the dance because, as we all know, my hair wasn't flicking anywhere. Okay, there was no movement. So I got relegated to the back. Okay, that's the fact. I was a backup dancer because, Paige doesn't look right. Well, I know, Jessica. I know, and I'm trying. All right? I'm doing the best I can. So that was the first thing. Then the braiding of the hair, also at break time and lunch times, like a lot of my white friends, or not just white, Indian, just my straight head friends, they would braid it to play with hair.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to pull out a hand of grease, you can't play with my hair. Okay. No one can braid. You can't braid my hair, can you? And my mum would beat me if I came back and someone had unbraided and then tried to re-braid it. I would get annihilated. So what can I do other than sit there and be like, you guys look like you're having so much fun. I'm so happy for you guys. So there's that. And then the boys would make comments about how pretty so-and-so's hair is.
Mm.
No one was making comments about how pretty my hair was. And over time, it grates on you. And you think, it's got to be the hair. Because there's nothing you can do about your skin. And I never had a problem with my skin. So I liked being brown, so that wasn't an issue, never a problem. And I liked my face, even though there's a particular young black boy that always used to like target my lips and said they were really overly big, and they used to call me burger lips, which I've talked about many times. But other than that, I liked how I looked. So the only thing I could change was my hair, and I did it, and it worked.
And you knew instantly.
From then, I said, "Cool, I understand the assignment. Good to know."
So we're talking 14 up to the day in the office. Well, no, because So when does that?
So that was the first the day I called in sick was the first realization, but I still wore my wigs after that. And when the rash cleared up, that was the first time I realized this has gone too far. But that's not where it stops. You don't just suddenly say, this has gone too far. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
That's why I had to write the book. It's a process. It could take years. And people talking about, just love yourself. How? You need steps. You need actionable steps. No one's giving you those steps because they don't know. And a lot of the steps are actually therapeutic measures, the things that I ended up having to do. So from when I got the rash, it was maybe another 5-6 years till I got to the point where I was 2 years before writing this book. And I did exposure therapy. Anybody ever told a black woman to try exposure therapy? No. But you want to tell us, love yourself. Okay. Exposure therapy is leaving the house and taking 10 minutes for a trip with just your afro, even though you are petrified, you feel ugly, you're insecure, and just
easing your way in. Okay.
Yes, just like if you were scared of spiders or heights. These are real therapeutic measures for people that have fears and phobias. And I applied that accidentally to myself. So I would go out the house and just walk to the Sainsbury's, local Sainsbury's. I'd be terrified. And I'd be thinking, everyone's probably thinking how ugly I look. And no one cares, by the way, which is a chapter in the book. But I would do that and then I'd run home and be like, that's horrific. And then I would do it again the next day and be like, okay, we're going to go a bit further today.
I made the choice. Eyes were on you.
Yes, I did. I felt so oh God, this is awful. Why am I doing this? But that's when I made the choice. I was like, we're not going back. We're not going back. We're going through. I've done this too many times. I'm coming out the other side because I see black women walking around with afro hair. I know it's possible. I see them walking around, skipping around, looking at them. They're having a good time. I know it's possible. I know this is a me thing. I see black women all the time with their little afros out. So I know that I can. I just need to get through it.
When I think as a man, I think about leaving the house and how maybe wipe some sleep out of my eye and just
good to go.
Good to go.
Yeah.
And the process, some women from makeup to hair. And I feel like there are some men that I know will be like, you know what, I prefer a woman with no makeup. But you're right. I don't really hear men talking about the hair.
No. I think the issue is, I know that a lot of men will think, well, it's not my responsibility to make you feel beautiful in your natural hair. That's your journey. I honestly don't really even want to bring it up because I don't know how you feel about it. You might get upset. I might piss you off. So I understand that there is, a certain fear with even approaching the topic, because unless you're really close with that person or it's a family member or a really close friend, and even then it could still be touchy, right? So I understand that. But in the same way a man would say to a woman, you are so beautiful without any makeup. How was that? Right? Is the same way that the discussion or the debate could be approached about hair and wearing hair and being completely natural. I do believe there is space for these kinds of conversations, but it also depends on how much you care about someone. Because if you don't care about them in a way where, you love somebody, there's like different layers of love. You could love somebody and you're trying to spend the rest of your life with them. And you love them on a very like deep fucking spiritual level. Like you
One
want
day
the
that will come.
best.
Yeah.
I've heard. I've read the books. And you want the best for that person. So you'll approach the uncomfortable conversation, even if you get backlash because you love them on it's a bigger picture love.
Yeah,
you can shout at me because I want you to be all right. And I need to know if you're wearing that wig because you enjoy it and you think it's fashionable, go ahead, live your life. But I want to make sure that it's not anything deeper, because if it's something deeper, you are beautiful. And I am good to go if you want to take it off.
Yeah.
That's, to me, it's a sign of love. If a man did that, I would say, I might be defensive initially, but it would rest on my mind eventually, and I would think, maybe I can.
But I guess as a man, I'm thinking, again, would I naturally bring the topic up?
No, you may not.
And then you may not bring the topic up.
I wouldn't. A woman wouldn't, I don't think.
But it stays in the room, though.
It does. But then you're together for 5 years and you never talk about it. That's how it happened. Exactly what you've just said is what a lot of people are living, what I lived. Hence the book. How else are you going to approach it? Because the book helps you to learn how to approach it with your partner, and the book helps the black woman know how to approach it with herself. Without that book, where you can both be separate and private and get the tools to know how to talk about it properly with support from therapists. I've worked with therapists on this book. You think it's a game? It's not a game, because you say the wrong thing and you can really upset somebody.
Yeah.
So I've worked with black female therapists for that reason, to arm everybody up to go into that conversation safely. Otherwise, how are you doing it?
Another audience that, when I think of that book, it's not to get backlash, but
go ahead.
White women, who don't have the man around or that side of the family. Because I'm thinking, if I was,
that's 100% a demographic.
If I was a woman, in the same circumstances I grew up in, I have none of my dad's side of the family connected to me.
How are you going to learn?
My mum doesn't understand that culture,
right?
And she's now raising a
young black
mixed
man.
race.
How? Exactly that. So the demographics for this book: non-black women or caretakers with children that are black or mixed race. Black women, black men, men with partners who are black or mixed race with children, mixed race. Men need to understand as well. Foster facilities need to be given one of these books when they're having those discussions with a potential parent, saying, "Oh, I want to adopt a black baby. You shouldn't go. Take the book." Because I'm tired of seeing certain black babies in Sainsbury's and their headpiece don't look right. And I'm looking at the mum and I'm like, I love what you're doing and I appreciate you, because that child needs a good home. But I also want to go into juvenile detention, because they're not looking after those girls. I know that.
Yeah.
And
it's not a priority.
Hair is not a priority. No. So if I can get those books into those places, what it does is it allows for private research without fear of persecution.
Okay.
We're in cancel culture. You ask too many questions on the internet and you'll get dragged.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, that's it. Probably get fired as well. It's mad. You need to be able to go through it privately.
How much do you think? I actually came across something, right? Yeah. It was a study.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was from 2023. It said, a study showing that social media represents a significant risk to the current and future health of today's young generations. 1,000 young people were surveyed between the ages of 12 to 21. 3 out of 4 dislike their bodies and are embarrassed by the way they look. Nearly half of all young people questioned said they have become withdrawn, started exercising excessively, stopped socializing completely, or self-harmed because they are regularly bullied or trolled online about their physical appearance. 4 in 10 said they are in mental health distress, with almost 1 in 5 experiencing body image issues and 14% experiencing eating difficulties such as extreme restrictive eating, binge eating, and purging or vomiting. Of those in need of support, just 1 in 10 young people were receiving treatment. That to me was unknown and wild.
That's insane.
And everything you went through as that young woman, how do you feel that would be in today's society with social media amplifying everything?
I've actually had this conversation with someone the other day. I said, I feel like we need to give the babies a little bit of a break. We need to cut them some slack, because I don't know what kind of complex I would have right now if I, with the things that I went through them with social media existing. I don't know. I don't think I'd be the same person. Truly. I don't think I'd be the same woman sat here if from 1993, when I was born, social media existed. Because it'd be too much pressure. You see, the other day, I saw Blue Ivy. At this point, I really didn't know how old she was. And I thought, oh, baby girl looks so beautiful. I thought she's 16. They said 12. I said, I had to go and dig out one old photo of me at 12. I look mash up. Don't understand. And I think it built character. Okay? I had my ugly phase. Okay? And that helped me to realise that I could just have fun. I could just be a kid. I could have jelly shoes, and I could have glasses that had dogs on the rim and bobbles. And that's okay. And that's fine. No makeup. Makeup didn't come till like 16. And again, it was like Vaseline and eyeliner from the black shop. £2. So I had an opportunity to have a childhood and not have to worry about who looks peng. No one cared. No one cared what I look like at 12. It'd be ridiculous. And then I could build on my personality. Right? I could run around and...
Which is amazing, by the way. I just want to tell you, your personality is amazing.
Thank you so much. But it's because I was ugly. And I had the chance. I was given the blessed opportunity to be Butters for a while. So I didn't have to worry about all of it. Imagine you're looking at Blue Ivy and you're 12.
When you said 16, when you said the number 16, I was like, yeah, she's 16. But no.
12. At the Lion King premiere, she looked stunning. But she was 12. And if I was 12, then all of a sudden, I need a full face now. And now I want... the top of her dress looked like this. Yeah. And I would then be like, right, I need me a little top like that. Because she was getting hella praise. And I would want hella praise.
It's not really a childhood, is it?
No. And I think that's what makes me sad. I feel like kids have been robbed. They've been robbed. And it helps to build you into, well, your content speaks perfectly to this. It builds you. Have you had to go and stand up at someone's door and talk to their mother for 10 minutes? Otherwise, your brethren's not coming out. Because I have. I've had to call on the phone. You know the phone where you do, and then you have to wait, and then you do, and you have to wait.
Yeah.
And if you do, and you start again. Yeah, I've had that phone, and I've done that, and that in itself is graft. Okay,
you've put in work.
One bit I put in work. Okay, and then now I have to call and know that anybody's auntie, uncle could answer that phone, and hey, Mr. Ray, hi, and I think that builds character.
And there'd be uncle, there'd be auntie,
yes,
or there'd be Mr.
So-and-so, yeah, Mr. Smith. There's people. So all of this fear, all of this constant avoidance of like conflict resolution. You know, there's a large portion of the younger population ghosting, doesn't apply to things. That's because you didn't have to do that. We were forged in the fire. So then I'm looking at these statistics and I'm thinking, the reality is there was no way around it, because as people, we're always going to be looking for the next technological advancement. We can't get excited about technology advancing because we've got a nice new car Do you know what I mean? Or we've got a new iPhone for work, but then
You can't pick and choose.
You can't pick and choose. If we're moving forward as a community and pushing technology, then tech's going to be pushed everywhere. And that includes social media. So it comes with its negatives. And unfortunately, I think the problem isn't even necessarily the negatives, because we're never going to stop trying to be technically advanced. It's just how we are as humans. We want more, we want better, sleeker. But then the problem is, how are we combating it? Nobody is combating it. Nobody is creating things to make it better, because okay, now we're putting phones in the hands of 5-year-olds. Nobody's trying to work out what the outcome's gonna be. Trying to fix it.
I want to make sure we touch on a part of that book, which is the self-love and self-acceptance part.
Yeah.
Because that's something I struggled with.
Yeah.
When I started losing my hair.
When was that?
21.
Oh, right in your prime.
Early. And it went on, because you said your journey from the office to was that 6 years.
Oh yeah.
Me losing my hair was throughout my 20s. So it didn't just...
Oh no, not your 20s. That's like when you become a real player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm seeing the corner, and it's a slow process. I'm seeing the corners go.
Right.
It's starting to thin. I'm getting the patch in the back.
Because then you'll want to hold on to it, because like you don't want to make that leap.
I no longer saw me.
No.
I just saw someone losing their hair.
Yeah.
And that was constant. And I was wearing hats.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get my barber to cut it a certain way.
Find a way.
Find a way.
Yeah.
And then it did. My confidence dropped horribly, because everyone else in their 20s, full head of hair.
Yeah.
Braids.
Yeah.
Curls.
Oh, all the stuff. Locks. Some of them.
Everything.
Do you know what I mean? All of these creative styles.
And I'm struggling. And then I remember my barber said to me, "There's nothing more we can do."
Stop it. That's so dramatic. That's giving end of life care. Palliative.
There's nothing like, because I was like, "Oh, can you?"
You were trying to finesse another angle, and he
like,
said,
"Surely I've got an idea."
Big man, let me hold your hand when I tell you that this is the end of the road.
He was like, "Aaron, honestly, like, there's nothing." Almost like I was pissing him off now, innit? Like.
No, it's getting silly.
Yeah, I've tried, innit? Like, we're done now. We're done. Yeah. Let's just make this easy. Yeah.
Let me ease you into this new chapter.
So he phoned me up and bicked it all off.
Right there.
Yeah, bicked it off.
Oh, how did you feel? Because I feel like you didn't come in for that.
It was more...
You have to get your mind ready.
I'm in a barber shop, so I can't
Oh, yeah,
cry.
no, I know.
I can't cry.
Oh,
I can't show. Like, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah, I was thinking that
Shave
anyway.
my head.
Yeah, I was thinking that anyway. Yeah.
Voice quavering. Yeah, man, do it.
So
Fine.
he does it, and I remember thinking, it's not that bad.
Okay.
I was like, it's not that bad.
Well, it's not.
I got home a few days later. When you're bald, you have like.
I've been bald, by the way.
But
several times.
No, but you've got hair. No, you've had short hair.
No, I've been bald.
Yeah, but what I mean is
shaved.
But the hair will still grow.
Oh.
So that's a shaved head.
I see.
It's different from being bald.
I'm so sorry, carry on.
So
Let me mind my business.
so when you're bald, none grows on top. Yeah, it's just the sides.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I got the sides.
Yeah.
So after 2 or 3 days, when it's first cut, people just think, "Oh, you've cut all your hair off." Yeah, like shaved head.
Yes.
After 2 or 3 days, you can see the sides starting to grow back and nothing on
Nightmare.
top. So now it looks uneven.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay fresh, you're looking at shaving every 2-3 days.
What does that do to your skin?
This is where I was going. So after 2 or 3 days of me saying it looks all right, I was like, oh, it's starting to look butters now. It looks uneven.
Yeah.
I'm going to just do it myself. So I got the gel, bicked it off. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
The next day, bumps.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like,
what'd you do?
How am I going to... I can't afford a trim I can't afford my barber doing it every 2 days. Yeah, 48-hour trim.
You mad? That's insane. That's insane.
So then panic kicked in.
Yeah.
I was like, everything's a mess. Yeah, everything is a mess. Why me? Yeah, why me? Bradley from S Club has caused this. Yeah.
Damn you, Bradley.
So then I realized after a while it was the blade I was using.
Okay. I was
so,
actually just going to ask. I was like, so how do people
but I
stay
wasn't
bold?
given that knowledge. I wasn't given.
Well, yeah, my man just zipped you and sent you on your way.
But then after a while of all that noise going,
Yeah.
I started to accept it
Okay.
and then found comfort in it.
Yeah.
But there was so much everything was so loud. When you're going through it,
Yes, it is.
everything is loud.
It is.
What are they thinking? What's going on here? Oh my gosh, what about this? What about that?
The space in your brain is chaos. And if somebody could, I wish there was a way, some Black Mirror situation where you could see what it looked like, because you just think the worst. And no one can tell you different. If you told me that it looked good, I'd be like, you're lying.
So where was you said 6 years.
Yeah.
Someone hears that, they're now thinking, 6 years, like it's going to take me ages to...
No, because I've written a book, right? That's the whole point. That's the reason. I've written the book to accelerate for a lot of people. And for me, I just got to a place, I'm a very competitive person. I like to win. I like to be number one.
Okay.
I've tried to
Nothing
stop.
wrong with that.
It's intense. But I had that mindset for some reason. I think because I'd had so many attempts, false starts of my natural hair care journey, where I'm going to try it again. And then I ended up with locks down my back. I said, okay, we're going to try again. And then I ended up bleaching it and mashing up my locks. I was like, ooh, oops. And again. And then I got a relaxer. Shit. So I kept doing it and then getting derailed. And it was so bad that I ended up with traction alopecia. So I had loads of little bald spots on the inside of my head. And my hair was so damaged from permanent dye that I had to shave it off again. And I thought, enough. Enough of your nonsense. We're doing this properly. And locked in. It felt like it was like training for the Olympics. I locked in. And that's when all of these things that I've never seen anywhere, all of these things I did, and they are actionable things, I thought, I'm going to try anything and see if it worked. And it worked. It was just the most random stuff, because again, I'm an overthinker. So I just thought to myself, what is the problem? What is wrong with you? Why do you not like this? So then the next thing I did, which really helped after I started exposure therapy, is I started just staring at myself in the mirror. And I was like, oh.
That can be the most uncomfortable place for a lot of people.
And it was horrible. I was like, oh, you look awful. Oh my gosh, look at your tiny little head. You look like a microphone. I was like, oh, this is terrible. Oh. I hated it. But I stuck in it and I kept doing it every day and just staring at myself. And I realised I'm not used to it. Imagine there's a stranger in your bathroom. Same thing. There was a stranger in my bathroom because I was used to wigs that did this. I don't know this woman. This Afro-head woman.
So
I've never seen her.
So I want to ask you a question, because I didn't realise how quick.
How long have we been here? How many years have we been?
So I know you don't have children.
I do not.
But for this example, you do.
Sure, okay.
Yeah. You have a 14-year-old
Yeah.
that comes to you and asks for a relaxer. Take me through that conversation.
First of all, I would ask why. I don't think enough people ask why. I want to know why you want the relaxer. Because a lot of people get my message confused. And my message is not to experiment and not to have fun and not to play and be creative. As Black women, we're just too fabulous to not do that. That'd be such a waste. So that's not the goal. And whilst relaxer, I would probably say no, especially at that age, because you can't get away from that, right? I would say, if it's a case of you want to try something, then we can try colourful braids. You know, we can try something that isn't as permanent. Relaxer is permanent. Relaxer will be a no. That's going to have to be her decision, because as a child, you shouldn't be able to make decisions that could then impact you for the rest of your life. I believe that is the adult's decision to make for you.
Agreed.
Yeah, so a relaxer wiped me off all my edges. Okay, I literally, in the book, I say that I got to 18 looking like a child's neglected Barbie. You know, Cynthia from Rugrats.
That was one of my favourite characters. The favourite programmes as well. Like
I look like Cynthia.
Angelica and Cynthia.
I look like Cynthia. My head was so I think it's a no to relaxers. But then if she just wants to have a little play, we can play. I want my baby to play. So if you want to try something different, maybe you got prom, maybe you want that, fine. But also, it's not staying in. And that's, again, where I think sometimes the parent should be, okay, it's been a few weeks now, I've got to take it out, so that the child is getting comfortable with her hair being in the rotation. It's not just in braids for 6 months. Yeah. And then she relies on those braids for her beauty and her self-worth. No, it was fun. And now the fun is over. And we're going to wash your scalp. And you're going to have your afro out and take a little break. And then she gets used to the afro being a part of her beauty. The braids are just for fun. The braids are not for obligation. I don't need the braid. Mummy knows I don't need the braids. She did it because we had a bit of fun. Fun's over now. Go back to my hair. And now I can get used to actually looking after it as well. That's the other piece. You have to make sure that they know how to care for it.
Finding that balance.
Finding a balance. Everything is balance in this life. Don't have the child out there with the braids for 2 years. What are you doing?
All right. We're going to end it there
Sure.
because of the time.
Yeah.
But I want people to know where they can find you.
Yes.
Where they can find this book.
Yes.
Do all your promo.
To this
right
one.
there.
Hello.
You look fabulous.
Thank you. This is the book. It is available Amazon, Waterstones, in-store and online, Foils, in-store and online, Blackwells. If you go in a shop, ask them for it. And if they don't have it, ask them why. And then they should be able to find it for you, or they can order it for you. I'm available on Paige Lewin Official on every single platform, because I know people, they struggle with these handles. I've made it easy for you.
Simple.
You're welcome. Okay. You just type that in and I'll be there anytime you need me. And the reality is that this book is not going to be for everyone right now. The point is, it's for when you're ready. And I'm being so serious. Don't let anyone force you into this. If you're not ready, say somebody gives it to you as a gift, just pop it down. If you're not ready, pop it down. You don't feel forced, because you won't do it. If it's not your decision, you won't do it. But when you are ready, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And I talk out all my private business, if it makes you feel any better. Just so you don't feel like you're out here alone.
I love that. And I've got so much love for you. And I thank you. Honestly, this has been probably the episode that's gone the quickest.
I know!
It's just,
I looked at the time, I was like, oh, that's sad.
Flown by. But that just means I need to get you on again.
Yep.
So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, all of that good stuff. And until next week, we are out.
Bye.
That was incredible.
Is it good?
Oh, that was
good stuff.
That was everything.